Hello, and thank you for tuning in. My name is Mariana, and this is Module 2 video blog for IDS 403, Preparing for the Future. Today, we'll be evaluating the relationship between technology and society. The measure of social reward on a mass scale is the driver of the technology that I selected. Aside from that, it is really cool. The need and the potential of a significant and positive influence on society as a whole is one of the key several attributes to Project Sahara, which is of course complemented by economic stimulation, proving that indeed nothing is free. Another old world adage, necessity is the mother of ingenuity, would very well begin to describe this up-and-coming focal technology. In the world today, hunger is a very real and common sociological challenge. The numbers of hungry people are constantly on the rise and are in tandem with the population increase, with over 800 million people being food insecure, meaning that they either starve or do not know where their next meal is coming from, and a world filled with an increasing technological and technical advances. Why not combine the two? And this is exactly what 5 board members thought. They had joined forces to conceive Project Sahara, with their first big project started in 2013. This was a recent approach in support of denting worldwide hunger. The 5-board team consists of Bill Watt, a zoologist whose studies encompassed living comfortably without offending nature, Michael Pollan, an engineer who is a biomimicry expert, Frederick Haig, the EU Energy Commissioner, also coined by Time magazine as Hero of the Environment, Joachim Haig, an experienced speaker on environmental challenges, and lastly, Jetil Steak, a financier, who is the managing director of Project Sahara. The team consists of an additional 5 team members, with varying specialties spanning from physics to legal to biological and business studies. And while the team of advisors and talented engineers have a great stake in this technology, it will only go as far as the greater support structure, allowing it to advance. This technology is relatively current, and with the expectation of feeding 9.3 billion people in 35 years, the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations anticipated the need of 70% increase in food production globally versus 2009. We can all agree that the expectation of feeding 9.3 billion people comes with a heavy social and economic consequence. The further expansion of this technology is not dependent just to the developers or the high-powered organizations that can fund such a great enterprise. Far from it. This technology also impacts farmers and laborers, smaller corporations, politicians domestically and globally, as it's multifaceted in a manner where having a large body of water and any type of non-rocky earth are the only natural resources required. And since biomimicry is key, scientists will continue to be main drivers of Project Sahara. Examples of the biomimicry found in Project Sahara will include a panel on a camel's nose that retains moisture due to the infrastructure, and an ambient fog beetle, which has evolved a way of harvesting its own fresh water in the desert. The need for farming in regions where one doesn't necessarily exist will be a significant sociological impact in the arid areas. A new learning, a new trade, new opportunities will generate jobs, and while exact figure of anticipated jobs is based on specific plants and plant maintenance, the array of jobs is based on a 7-step process, which drives desert farming, and this includes 1. Solar-powered panels as an energy resource requiring builders, laborers, and engineers. 2. Saltwater greenhouse for vegetative maintenance and protection requiring farmers. 3. Outside vegetation and evaporative hedges driving humidity and requiring intricate engineering. 4. Photovoltaic solar power as a backup energy resource that are also dust sensitive and require more maintenance than traditional solar panels. 5. Salt production, which are maintained in salt ponds and depend on turnover, with an incidental sales potential here. 6. Halophytes, which are a sturdy salt-loving plant life that are robust enough to live and survive in a desert region. And there is a concern for overgrowth, and this drives the increase of manual labors. 7. Last but not least, the maintenance of algae production, which drives researchers and experts in harvesting methods. Not to mention a unique form of algae was recently found in the desert area and is currently being studied at South Carolina University. Overall, this technology is coined an oasis of green technologies. Politicians and monarchs alike have already jumped on the bandwagon, putting financial resources behind initial pilots completed in 2013. In Qatar, the farm already exceeded the planned harvest, impressing and surprising media and contributors alike. Jordan is following suit, and the harvest numbers are anticipated early this year. While this technology has minimal social network type influence on relationships, it will drive a greater and stronger interdependency of farmers, scientists, business persons, and will eventually shape the way food resources, specifically wheat products, are distributed. It will impact the effort of different grains to the affected regions, driving behavior around product costing, importing and exporting costing in goods, consumerism and consumption of those goods in desert areas. While the project is focused on wheat and grains for the immediate future, expansion into whole fresh fruits and vegetables are imminent. Overall, this will have a positive impact, and the relationship with technology and humans, as we both can agree, is mostly driven by humans. A conflict for this project, especially one of this scale, would be manufacturing of the machines and the equipment needed to maintain the farm. With that said, states of embargoes on technology and political grandstands are both bound to influence the receipt of necessary equipment to countries in need. The necessity of ensuring a basic need for survival will be the needy nation's equivalent to that of having finite oil resources for thriving nations heavily dependent on political relationships. Thank you for listening to Module 2. Looking forward to future modules.